good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those of you who have been with us since the beginning, those of you who have been with us here and there's about, and those of you that have just subscribed, as well as those of you who are about to subscribe. We're calling those things that are not as though they are. Yes, you're walking with Mr. Clay. I am Mr. Clay, and we're in the book of Isaiah, Isaiah chapter 13. As you prepare, yes, I think on the other day, before the Sabbath, I had named Isaiah 12 as 13. Sometimes I do that. As those of you who have been with me for a while, you see it. But nevertheless, we're in Isaiah chapter 13, for sure. And we thank the Most High for all that is culminating in the earth today. Yes, culminating in the earth today. The enemies of Jacob, the enemies of Israel. All these things are culminating. They're going to come to a great climax. And it's good for us to understand the Most High and what is being pushed forth by the prophets of old. That we get a good understanding. Whether the translator made a mistake or not, we can basically tell what the Most High is about to do if we study and if we pay attention. Even the laws of the Most High tell us what's about to happen anyway, because not only are they for Judah, but they are for the whole world. Now, even thou shalt not have any other gods before me. Yes, that too. They have chosen other gods, but the Most High allowed it to be because the Most High is showing the glory that can come about when the Most High subdues every kingdom, nation, country, continent that defies even the righteousness that is of the law. It's best to do what the law has told us, has mandated the world to do. Even the Sabbath. The Sabbath wasn't just for Israel, the Sabbath was for all the world. But they lost it. But for Israel, for them to be an example unto the world of what is pleasing unto the I Am. Yes. We're in the book of Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 1. The burden of Babylon, the weight that is going to come upon Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Now, when he's talking about this, he's getting ready to take Babylon down. Now, what Isaiah been through and how Isaiah see this, we don't have a clear view of that. But the fact is, he did see it. Isaiah saw, the Most High showed Isaiah the burden of Babylon. What is the burden of Babylon? Let us continue. Lift ye up the banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. The nobles of who? Babylon. Yes. And because what? Babylon has caused even the children of Judah to suffer greatly. Yes, even greatly. And I have commended my sanctified ones. I have called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Yes. Did you not know he took Nebuchadnezzar, and Nebuchadnezzar actually praised the Most High, because the Most High turned him every which way but loose. He even made him to dwell and eat grass among the animals. So they did rejoice. Now we have the Medes and the Persians. Now he says, I have commanded my sanctified ones, I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger. Who is he calling? Let's continue. Verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of great people, a tumultuous noise of kingdoms, nations gathered together. The I Am of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle, the one who's going to conduct this battle. Yes, he's gathering together, just like in today's time. The Most High is gathering and hosts. They're building up from the east. They're building up. And God is causing them to be impenetrable and undefeatable. for now. And they will subdue even those who have caused the wailing and the most hideous things that could ever happen to the children of Israel, that ever happened to any nation. And it's going to come to pass. And you say, oh, God says he's not going to bring the children should not suffer the sins of the father. That wasn't before that. That wasn't for this. Visiting the iniquity of the sins of the fathers to the sons. He says in the first commandment, thou shalt not have any other gods before me. He says that. And now, here we go again. God says, I'm coming at you. You see where in succession how they boast themselves in their pride. They boast themselves in many things, and they exalt themselves over the children of Judah. They exalt themselves over the dark races, and have caused them to wail and done many hideous things throughout history, but yet their children say, we have not done such a thing. No, the law states those who have committed a crime against another brother in Judah, you will not persecute their children because of their crime. No, that's not so. But as far as the sins of a nation, a people, Most High gonna get you. You can call it, I'm just calling it a booking for what it is. Yeah, some don't have patience and some do. But the Most High is building up. From the east will they come. Yes. And the fact is that there's nothing you can do. It's just being set up. The more, as each day goes by, there's nothing. Even your armament, your battlement will not work properly. It will never work properly. The Most High is eventually going to give them the confidence of, should I say, a behemoth. The confidence and pride of a, should I say, Leviathan in the sea. And these things will haunt you and destroy you until you're left with just a small, tiny remnant. And you're going to understand that your ancestors have messed up because they did not honor the Most High. Neither did they see to the point where the time of his wrath, that they have conducted his wrath toward his children, is over, but continued. Now you turn against each other. It's a little bit right now. Just like the Most High had done with the Philistines. He caused them to turn against it and on each other. I could say this all day, but it doesn't matter, because you will still do it. It is by the will of the Most High that it is done. And what he says in verse 6, howl ye, for the day of the I Am is at hand. It shall come as destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all the hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. You can imagine this by looking at the 300. When they battled them against that wall. And they shall be afraid. In verse 8. Pangs and sorrow shall take a hold of them, and they shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed at one another. Their faces shall be as flames. As flames. Behold, the day of the I Am cometh. Toward who? Babylon. Yes. Cruel with both. Why do I say Babylon? You're going to see. That's who the burden is for. Cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. The transgressors of the law is what he's talking about. And Judah and Israel shall be laid desolate. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in its going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Oh, Revelation took hold of that too, didn't he? But this was not for the end of the world, as Revelation would put it. No, it wasn't. Let's keep reading. Context. Can you say that? Context. I must know what the whole thought of the Most High is in this prophecy. What is his whole thought? Not just the scripture. What is the whole thought of the Most High? It's just like a criminal who would take in a serial criminal, as you see in some of the cartoons, how they would take different parts of the newspaper to hide their identity and their handwriting and everything in order to say what they have to say. This is what they have done in the New Testament. He says, I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause their arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. He's talking to Babylon. These Syrians, they still all in cahoots. They in there together. The Chaldeans, yes, they all in there. This is during that time that Babylon sees. Now, he's saying this in context. He's not skipping over to another man. See, this is what you have to see. Why is he not skipping over to say that, oh, behold, the child is born? No. That is by deception. Those are insertions. You see how you can read and you can still get what the scripture is saying without even knowing what the original scripture says. Because God did it that way for those who he would allow, or the Most High would allow to see it. That's the why the Most High did it. Yes, that's the why. Yes, he allowed it to be. He took the Gentiles by their nose and made them to translate this because he knew what the Most High knew that the Most High was going to do to the children of Israel and allow them because of their, should I say, disobedient behavior, arrogance, and their following of the Gentile nations, when what they have is much far more better than even the gold and silver that the Gentiles can come up with any trinkets. It's even shown in the continent of Africa where they were giving trinkets to the African, when the African knew that they had what the other countries needed, and in abundance. Don't need none of the other countries. Africa can make nuclear bombs. They can make anything they want to. It's right there, under the ground, in the trees, cocoa, cattle, crops, anything they want, they can have. It's right there. But your leaders have been deceived in that they would sacrifice the masses for a few. The same thing in the Gentile nations. They do the same thing. Look at it. They're sacrificing and they're covering up their tracks, but yet it's being discovered as they go. That you notice how a politician would be very rich by the time he comes out of office when the politician only gets a certain salary. Yes, he would be middle class, but the fact is that they're millionaires and billionaires by the time they come out of office and still getting money. It's called lobbying. It's a cute way for saying bribe. Bribing. And let us continue. It says, I will punish the world, the known world. At that time, the known world for it. See, America hadn't been discovered. There were people there, yeah, but that was for another time. There were people from Israel and all that had been that way. That's for another time. That was for another time. And down in sub-Saharan Africa for another time. But right now, the known developed world was in this area called Israel. and beyond the Euphrates with Babylon, where the Medes and the Persians were, and the Babylonians and the Assyrians. They were all, and the Arabians, they were all over in a certain part of the world. Yes, they were. Yes. But yet they came east, or should I say west, toward Israel. What was significant about the west that they should come there? Nothing. But the Most High, the wrath of the Most High, the peace, the mighty power, the Almighty is what drawed them. Now, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. You might as well get ready in the West. Many of your men have been subdued and dragged under and bombed and body parts all over the place. It's going to happen. And then the Most High will go back upon that nation that comes against you. Yes. Because you, regardless of your weaponry and your military prowess, it's not going to work. You're going to foul up. You're going to screw up. Because the will of the Most High will be carried out. Yes, God is a man of war, if you want to put it that way. That's just the way the author said it. He don't know the Most High as he should know it, so he says the Most High is a man of war. The Most High is a spirit, and he will go to war with man when man allows the spirits to sway him to do that which is evil toward his brother and the Most High. Yes, you're a young man coming back in body bags and everything else, ships sunk to the bottom of the sea. Oh, be careful, be careful, be careful. He even affects the minds of your leaders, that they would desire war over anything, don't know why they're still pressing forward. This is a time of great, great urgency, because the time is drawing near, nearer than I even can imagine. But the fact is, it says he's going to punish the world for their evil. This is the known world at that time. I will make a man more precious than fine gold. Now, some of you you don't believe in polygyny, but it's going to come to pass, because when they have killed all the men, and all the men are in, should I say, in war, and there are going to be a lot of widows, a lot of women that will not get that man that they actually wanted, except for the 1%, the men, the children of the rich. No, they're not going to want these women. They're going to want babies. They're going to want a life, a community, something. So some of you might be married, or sort of sneakily married to 3, 4, maybe 5 women at the same time. It's possible. It's not a sin, as long as you're married. Therefore, I will shake the heavens and the earth, and shall remove out of her place in wrath of the I Am, in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chase road, as the sheep that no man taketh up, and they shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. He's talking about the Israel going to their land, the Assyrians running to their lands because of what? The Babylonians going back, they're being run back, they're going back. And everyone that is found shall be thrust through. In other words, the day of the Most High is going to cause, these are men that are going to execute what is called the day of the Most High. Their children shall be dashed into pieces before their eyes, and their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Yes, you went about ravishing the Ethiopian, the Somalian, you ravished all throughout West Africa, the slave that was on the ship, the little ancient mama that came over on the ship and landed on the shore. You decided they were less than dogs, so you had them to have dog tags on and titles and everything, and you could just, even in front of their own husbands, you could do as you will, your ancestors. And some of you even do it today. But that day is coming to a close. It's coming to a close. You will not, the earth will not be, and your sovereignty will not be as you know it today. Many of you will be demised. This is what's coming. No, it's not the end of the world, it's the end of your world, yes. You laugh and you cry and you joke, but you're going to find out God is not playing. I don't see God, I don't see no fire come from heaven. No, you're not going to see that. He comes through the heart of men. This is where he's coming through, the heart of men. He says, now, he's going to tell you what is the day of the Lord. Who is going to become, who is going to be this mighty people that's going to execute the day of the Most High? Oh, let's get it. He says in verse, should I say, that was 18:17. These numbers are weird. But anyway, he says, I will behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. So here come the Medes, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. No, the will of the Most High is in their heart. It's stamped. They cannot resist. And their bows shall dash the young men into pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, and their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms and the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. In other words, Babylon shall be no more as it was. No, God is through with it. He's seeing something far off, for he's in the time of Assyrian, the time of Ahaz and Hezekiah and them. And he's seeing this. This is where the salvation is coming. This is where they have inserted to say it was way a few thousand years later. This is where it's coming. Xerxes, during the time of Ezra. See, you done got mixed up going back reading that book before then. But now the time of Ezra and Nehemiah is becoming where the children of Israel shall be returned to the land of their sojourning. Yes, the land of promise. To rebuild the temple, to worship, to be able to conduct the Passover, the feast days, the sacrifices, daily sacrifices. And you will notice when God gets ready to do this, the Most High multiplies all the cattle, sheep, and everything throughout the land. It belongs to the Most High. It belongs to the Most High. It certainly does. Yes. Now, he said, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. And neither shall the Arabian pitch tents there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls, and there dwell there, and satyrs, and shall dance there. Now, where's this Babylon, this really ancient Babylon? Where is it? Apparently, it's a desert place. It's really a desert place. And you can't not go by the identification of Babylon and Persia. It's somewhat in that area, but it's not exactly in those areas that they describe. But we will find out. Now he says, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry, and their desolate houses, and dragons, lizards, you can call that, in their pleasant places, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. That was in context. Excuse me. And so it has been accomplished. The day of the Most High, which was carried out by the Persians and the Medes. Like I said before, remember the movie of the 300, although the depiction of the people was wrong. But either way, the might of the Persians was pretty good. The might of the Medes and the Persians will come upon them as the day of the I Am. And all they have in their heart is war. They don't want your gold. They got plenty of it. From the east, they don't want your gold. You have none. They don't want your women. They're ugly to them. They just want to subdue you, period. And there's nothing you can do about it with all the nukes and bombs that you have. And they will be finished. They don't even want your land. What are you to do? Some of you have fled to different other countries because you see what is the writing on the wall. Mene te kill you farce. But your leader is deranged. Your leaders their minds have been infiltrated by evil spirits. And now it's about to go down. And if we keep those things that are right, regardless of who you are, what color you are, if we keep those things that are right before the Most High, which is His law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances, we will have peace.